Hi, welcome to my home, the international headquarters of the Venice Neighborhood Boxing Academy. My name is Dwayne, aka Coach, and since 2009 I've trained over 200 students from around the world. In 2009, my wife and I, and our newborn Janaka, started selling natural soap and oils on the boardwalk. Back then, you had to attend a weekly lottery to win a spot. Since the lottery took some time, we started training to pass the time. And people would come crowd around us to watch, and some would ask me even if I would train them. There were over 500 people at each lottery, but only 150 vending spots. This created conflict amongst the artists. We decided to stop vending and start training the people of Venice to boost morale and bring unity to our community. We've put together this wall of fame because we have not yet been able to assemble the team in one place at one time. All right, at the top of my list, my A+ students is Eric. You can't see his face, maybe later in the wall. There's Eric. Eric is, that's his music you hear in the background. Eric is in New Orleans right now. He just cut his second album. He went down there to promote it. And I went to several concerts with him last year. We was really very close. And the only reason why he's not training is he's touring right now. But he's a good friend of the family's, and he's a master artist. And just look for that name, EB3. He's a phenomenal artist. Right here is Junior. Junior boxed a little bit already when I first met him. He does skull sculptures. He takes those old-fashioned black skulls, skull and crossbone type of mentality, and puts these beautiful, vibrant colors. He's one of the first persons doing it. And he sells ethnic art from like the Mayan Indians and things like that. And really close friend. This is Renee, Eric's mother. Renee is 54. She's a medical transcriptionist, and you'll see her in our first 5 minutes of our promo, doing the steps that I taught her, that I seen Ali perform 35 years ago in the Muhammad Ali gym on Main Street. This is Trek and Ali. Trek and Ali, this is their dad, Zorro. He owns the Zorro Fine Jewelry Shop. I was just there 2 days ago training them, and we made a promo for them. That's what we're going to be doing on our website. We're going to put promos for all the businesses and all the vendors that you could find them in Venice when you come to Venice. And now they're 10 years old. Ali and Trek is 10 years old, and they're twins but not identical. And they're with Makai. Makai is 14 years old. He hasn't trained in a while. He just got back into training a couple weeks ago. His dad is Sandstorm, the rapper. And the reason why Makai wasn't training, he broke his collarbone and he was injured for a while. This here is Bazaar. Bazaar was the manager of the All-Star tattoo and piercing shop. And what we do 2-3 years ago when he was the manager is after 5 o'clock we would come in and train Bazaar, Penn, and Roach, and a few others that was there, and Pete Skeet, who went back to the Philippines. We would train them every other day, and it was a really close relationship. We had a lot of fun. This is Karen and Gracielle, and the little person you see right there is Shay. Shay is from Africa, and his mother's a good friend of ours. His father was a champion soccer player. He's never trained with me, but his best friend Ali, who was the Cameroon, his best friend Ali, I'll go to Ali in a minute. Oh, here Ali is. It's Ali, and that's his son, Ali Jr. He's the kickboxing champion of Cameroon. He's loved to train with me. He's been on the team for about 4 years. He's a great person to know. We really love him. Down here is Suzanne. Her name is Sabrina. I get them mixed up. Sabrina's from Italy. Suzanne's from Miami. My bad. But Sabrina's from Italy, and she's a little top bodybuilder in Italy. And when she comes to town, she loves to train me. She was here last summer, and I introduced her to another trainee of mine, a cinematographer called Michelangelo, and they got together. So I haven't heard the rest of that. I haven't seen what happened to that. This is Alan. Alan just lost his mother, and he's going through a lot of hardship. I became really good friends with Alan. He came to me at Venice Beach to ask me would I train him, and that he had been training for 2 years, and I had to tell him that everything he learned, he had to throw it out the window. And so we've been training ever since, and he's had to change his diet and a lot of things, but he's growing. He's growing on the team and having a great time doing it. Down here is Darion. Darion, his father's a rapper, sells his own raps, his own CDs in Venice Beach, and he's real close friends with Janaka. This is Cedar and Tess. Tess owns an Oxygen bar. We did a primo for them as well. We may have to do another one, we found out, because it's on another tape. But it's right across from the Sidewalk Cafe, and she witnessed my baby's birth this year, so she's our godmother of our baby Jaja, who is 3 months old. And Janaka and Cedar probably get married when they get grown. They're like the most beautiful Venice babies right now that's happening in Venice. Over here is Ish-Illa. Ish-Illa is phenomenal in the sense that when I say that we teach all the top celebrities of Venice, like the artists and the artists and the rappers, the dancers, and the spiritual people, Ish fits under all that. He's a great artist. I listen to his music. He talks about in his music how he was 13 years old and homeless in Chicago and had to gangbang and sell cracks on the street. And he always makes fun that his mother told him to try to remember 1813 South Racine. So, because there was like 10 brothers and sisters and they all had the same lie. And he lived on the streets for many years, and he's a great person. Over here is Cuba. Cuba calls himself he's the one that guessed it. We were going around Venice Beach going, we know we're going to have another boy. We know we're going to have a boy. But 3 months ago, through the grace of God, we had our baby girl, Jaja, and she was a girl. But Cuba kept saying that it was going to be a girl. This is Yuki. Yuki is a model in Japan. And I was introduced to Yuki by one of the students I was getting ready for this competition. This massive competition named Orlando, and he brought her to a few parties, and he stopped coming to the parties, and Yuki kept coming, and we're really good friends with her. This is Ali Jr., who is the son of Ali, the Cameron kickboxing champ. This is Ben. Ben is he's in the film industry. He does something in the film industry, and we love to train with him, but he's been in New York for a little while. This right here is Aaliyah. Aaliyah is from New York. She has a gym in New York. She trains some of the top champions. And her and one of the guys that fought Roy Jones Jr., the middleweight champion Elijah Day, they own a gym together in New York. She always invites me there to train, to be one of the trainers there, but I tell her my home and my life is in my community in Venice. This is the General. The General, this guy right here, is a master wood carver. He takes all the old palm trees that fall off the palm trees, branches, and creates masks like this one over here, which is Rasta Man that we put a little paint on. But he does all that by hand, just like his old African forefathers. Now, over here is Darion and his mother. Darion.
Darion's family.
Oh, we did Darion's family. What? Let's skip up to what's his name? Danny. Danny is a big guy that I trained when we used to go out to the lottery, and he sells all the oldies music. So we buy all our music from Danny. We want the Earth, Wind, and Fire and all that old stuff. That's what Danny does. This is what's his name, baby? The old guy?
Nick.
Yeah, Nick. I call him Nate. Jade always says I have a problem with names because I can remember everything about your training, but I can't remember your name. For some reason, I've never been able to. This is Nick. Nick owns a construction company, and he adopts wild horses, and he rescues wild horses, which I thought was interesting. And I can't wait to contact Nick this week so I can go out to the farm because I got him another guy to introduce him to that's just joined the team. This is Janaka's first boxing. Three years ago, he was 2.5. His first boxing tournament in Venice Beach, I took him to. This is Swami. Swami's Hindu, and he's from India, and he sells a lot of spiritual stuff. Every year-round, Swami goes around in this one, looks like a sheep, but it's a spiritual guard from India, and he sells all these artifacts and posters, and he sold us this, as a matter of fact. Here's one of them, of things that has to relate to Hinduism. Up there is Kadar. Unfortunately, Kadar is not training. He went back to Senegal, but we trained about 4 or 5 of his other brothers. And here's this is what's his name?
Ali.
Ali. Ali is from France, and to me, he could be a great model. He's a handsome guy, tall, beautiful guy, and he loves to train, and I just got a lot of love for him. This is Kristen and Lisette. They're brother and sisters. Their brother and sister almost look like twins, and they came to the home gym. They got in better shape. I had them training their butts off at my home gym here, and they're very close to us. Up there is V and her husband, way at the top. V committed suicide, unfortunately. She's a really good friend of Tess, who owns the Ocean Bar, the Oxygen Bar. And what happened is she had a baby 6 months ago, and there was a lot of controversy around that. And I think she was homeless at the time, but she was one of my great trainers. She's a great trombler, and she's a great acrobat. And unfortunately, she's no longer with us. Up here is the boxing family of Venice. That's me, Jade, and Janaka on our way to train. We used to take up the whole back of the bus with all our big bags and stuff like that, and we're on our way to train. This is Renee. Renee is a Mayan Indian, and he just lost 100 pounds, and I'm really concerned that I hope he turns into muscles and, you know, really get back into diving into training, because I think he had a problem. But we also trained his daughter, Carlette, and they're a great family that we've trained. This is Kareem. I just talked to Kareem yesterday, which was Monday. What was yesterday's date? Monday the 18th, I talked to Kareem about getting a promo, but his shop was busy then, so he told me not. Kareem is from Turkey, and he's been training with us for about 3 years. This is Psycho Sid, one of the top choreographers in LA right now, and I've trained him, and his mother's a good friend of ours as well. And we told her if she ever has a concert, we would love her to do, because she does that Billie Holiday type of thing, very artistic. This is Ram. He's 6'5", about 230 now, but he was 270. But this year he turned vegan. He's sort of one of Janaka's godfathers, but I am his god. He is my godson. I used to babysit him about 25 years ago, and his mother is Rem Woods, who was the first actress off Broadway as Dorothy in The Wiz, and she also was O.J. Simpson's daughter in Roots. So she was a very hard-working actress, and I used to babysit him. But recently, like last winter, and last summer as well, he's a professional sparring partner now. I influenced him to go into boxing, and he's a professional sparring partner right now, and he comes over the house to spar with us. This is Irma. Irma belongs to the Salvadorian community in Venice, and this particular family started off in a little small table on the beach, and now they have 2 stores. So her family's grown a great deal as far as a hard-working family that has been very successful in Venice. And